Hello and welcome to Westminster, that hallowed chamber of diplomacy, decorum and, this week, public emotional breakdowns. Yes, please get comfortable as we unpack the tragic comedy that was Rachel Reeves' tear-streaked performance at Prime Minister's Questions. Spoiler alert. The only thing more fragile than the Chancellor's mascara was the pound sterling. Let us set the scene. It is Wednesday, the Commons is buzzing, Keir Starmer is doing his best impression of a beige cardigan, and Rachel Reeves, Britain's Iron Chancellor, the economic enforcer, the spreadsheet sorcerer, is looking like she has just binge-watched the final season of Downton Abbey on repeat. Puffy eyes, trembling lip, and the unmistakable aura of someone who has just been told their job security is about as solid as a Truss-era budget. Now, to be fair, we have all had rough days at work. Nevertheless, most of us do not sob on live television while her boss publicly refuses to confirm if she will be in a post tomorrow. That is right, when asked if Reeves would remain Chancellor until the next election, Starmer dodged the question as if it was a tax audit. Charming. Then it happened, the tear, the single glistening droplet that launched 1,000 headlines. It rolled down her cheek with all the grace of a collapsing welfare policy. The Commons gasped. The pound plummeted. Bond markets convulsed. Somewhere in the city, a hedge fund manager spilled his oat milk latte in horror. However, what caused this emotional implosion? Was it the $5 billion welfare cuts which Labour MPs torpedoed the night before? Was it the alleged row with Starmer? On the other hand, perhaps the altercation with Speaker Lindsay Hoyle, who repeatedly rebuked Reeves for giving answers longer than a Ken Loach film. Take your pick. It is Westminster. There is always enough drama to go around. Of course, number 10 insists there was no row, just a personal matter. Ah yes, the classical political euphemism. Could mean anything from she's had a tough morning to she's just realised she's the fall guy for a collapsing economic strategy. Either way, the markets were not buying it. The pound dropped 1% against the dollar, and UK bond yields spiked like a teenager's hormones at prom. Traders have not been this jittery since Liz Truss tried to reinvent economics with a crayon and a prayer. Meanwhile, Starmer, ever the picture of empathy, decided to host a Formula One event at Downing Street. Because nothing says, I care about my Chancellor's emotional well-being like posing with Lewis Hamilton while your front bench is in a meltdown. One imagines Reeves sobbing into her briefing notes while Starmer's off comparing the lap times with F1 apprentices. Naturally, the Tories pounce like foxes in a henhouse. Kemi Badenoch accused Starmer of humiliating Reeves and using her as a human shield. Robert Jenrick declared her political career dead. Furthermore, Sajid Javid, bless him, offered his best wishes, which in Westminster speak is roughly equivalent to sending flowers to a funeral you are secretly glad happened. Even body language experts got involved. One claimed Reeves looked rinsed by dejection, while Starmer was pinned between sneers and tears. Angela Rayner, meanwhile, reportedly sat there like a stone gargoyle, offering all the warmth of a tax audit. It was, in short, a masterclass in political theatre, equal parts Shakespearean tragedy and reality TV meltdown. Moreover, let us not forget the optics. Reeves, once dubbed the Iron Chancellor, now reduced to a trembling wreck on the front bench. The woman who raised taxes by £40 billion and slashed winter fuel payments for pensioners, now crying because a boss will not say, I still like you in public. It is like watching Margaret Thatcher get ghosted on national television. Nevertheless, here is the real kicker. This was not just a personal moment, it was a political earthquake, because when Britain's Chancellor cries in Parliament and the markets react like you have declared war on arithmetic, it is not just about feelings, it is about confidence. In addition, right now, Labour's economic credibility is leaking faster than a Downing Street WhatsApp group. So, what now? Well, Downing Street insists Reeves is going nowhere, which, given the state of the economy, might be more of a threat than reassurance. Starmer, for his part, remains tight-lipped, possibly, because he is trying to figure out how to explain this to the F1 drivers in his garden. And Reeves, she is reportedly fine, which is what everyone says after crying in public. While her career is dissected by all the political pundits, politicians and body language analysts with too much time on their hands. In the end, this whole debacle tells us two things. One, politics is brutal. And two, if you're going to cry in the Commons, make sure it is not during a week when your welfare policy just exploded and your boss is too busy schnoozing with Formula One to notice. Therefore, here is to Rachel Reeves, the Iron Chancellor turned tragic hero. May her tears dry, her policies firm up, and her boss one day learn the fine art of public loyalty. Until then, keep your tissues handy, because in British politics the drama never stops, and neither apparently do the tears. Well, that is my take on the event while I sit remotely in my home in the Isaan region of Thailand on a wet evening. Bye bye.